He goes on in verse 25 and he says, and since we live by the Spirit, because we do live by the Spirit. I know in our translations it'll say if, but we actually do. So he's saying, assuming this is true, you do actually live by the Spirit. Let us also step. And that's where we looked at this other word, which is talking about following specifically in a pattern, stepping by the Spirit, because the Spirit actually has laid out a pattern for us to follow. And as a matter of fact, we have other examples of people to also follow. And then in verse 26, he says, let us not be conceited. And this word conceited means vainglory, being vainly boasting about ourselves, not provoking one another. And this is not a good kind of provoking. This is very negative. Or envying one another. Because, of course, if we're doing those kinds of things, we're not walking by the Spirit. We're producing the works of the flesh is what we're producing, and we don't want to be doing that. And now in chapter 6 in verse 1, he says, Paul writes, he says, brethren, if a man is overtaken in any or a certain trespass, you who are spiritual, restore such a one in a spirit of objectivity. Is not actually a word for gentle, and we'll look at that here shortly, but it's actually a word that means to have an objective frame of mind, so you're focused on the goal.